Greetings everyone, this is IT2 and thought I would give you guys some updates. People on my Discord seem to be panicking that I haven't done anything in a while. So first thing, I should let you know that I have been drinking. I have purchased some rum and some vodka. Tried some vodka the other day. It was this Seagram's watermelon flavored vodka. It's all gone now. I didn't drink it today. I put a little rum in this. I've been mixing it with this watermelon berry Hawaiian punch. It's not that bad. It's pretty good. I don't know if I've even been drunk yet. I just get to where I get all tingly in my toesies, and it feels good. And you know how people say alcohol kills brain cells? I'm not so sure about that, because I feel like I get smarter after I've had just a little bit to drink, and then I get all tingly. It's like I focus in on everything. It's like I'm taking in a lot of information. There was something I was trying to remember the other day. It was like the name of something. And it was just, I just could not think of it. And then when I finally did think of it, it's like it just reformed that connection. I think what it does is it maybe cuts some ties between neuron connections, and then once you reestablish them, then you're back good again. I don't know if it actually kills brain cells. I mean, that's what they say. I'm sure doctors know more than I do. Anyway, yeah, I think it kind of helps me a little bit. I don't know if that's how you get to becoming an alcoholic. I think I'm like the opposite of an alcoholic, because this is like, last time I drank something was like January or December. We're around Christmas time, so it's been like 6 months. I drink like every 6 months now. Anyway, I had some cool dreams. I've been thinking about making videos, but like, I have this job now that I'm not supposed to like do anything crazy on social media. I'm pretty sure they'll probably monitor you if you did. Like, I had a video idea. I had some ideas, like some hot takes about non-binary people, trans people. But I don't want to say too much because it might offend somebody, and who knows what can happen with that. But I think I know why there's more now than there used to be. I think it has something to do with like them being kind of like female incels, because you never see any really good looking ones. It's like an attention whore kind of a thing. They need attention. And it's also like there's no tomboys and tomgirls anymore. And it's like if you're a girl, it kind of is assumed that it's easy for you to find somebody to have sex with, or like a companion. But if you're one of these uggos that you're a little heavyset or you're a little mannish, then it's hard for them, and then they just, I've got to get attention somehow. I'm gonna like, have you seen those videos where it's like, I'm pretty much making the video I said I wasn't gonna make right now. I'm making it. I'm talking about it right now. There's these TikTokers. They start making pronouns for themselves, like bug self. There was another one, moth. Like their pronouns are based on animals and shit. It's getting crazy out there. It's pretty much like they want to have a nickname, or they want to have like an identity that they can identify as, other than I'm a female that's just ugly, or I'm a female that can't get laid, or it's also something to do with like their definition of what a woman is. Because if you define a woman as somebody that looks a certain way, that do certain things, and they have success in certain areas, and you don't have that success, or you don't look that way, then you think, well, I must not be a woman then. That's not true. There's a lot of different ways you can be a woman, other than just the ways that they have in their mind. So I think that's what it all is. I don't think there actually is non-binaries. There probably are some actual trans, but it's like the numbers that we have now. It's just a lot of people that are just like TikTokers that don't understand what's going on. They're not like real trans people that we had like back in the 80s. You had transvestites. Now it's not called that anymore. It's transsexuals or transgenders. It kind of keeps changing. Anyway, yeah, I just pretty much made the video I said I was gonna make. That's the whole premise of what I was talking about. Anyway, in other news, I bought a bunch of books again. If you look over here, there's a bunch of books. That's like $80 worth of books. There's one book that still hasn't come in, but I think I'm going to order some more, actually. I'm like super into reading lately, and yeah, I'm going to do another book update. But here's what I've been thinking about. I kind of want to relaunch the T-Tube channel as something else. Because I think all of my original fans, for the most part, have gone away. Like, people that were fans of, like, Warcraft videos or whatever I did in the past, it's pretty much gone. Like, Warcraft's gone. It's a whole bygone era. I need to get, like, a new audience, the people to discover me for the first time. And I don't necessarily know if I want it to be, like, the younger generation, because I just don't really care about dumb. I'm kind of, like, not playing video games anymore, too. I kind of, like, this next PoE League looks like shit. I'm probably going to skip it completely. Pretty much just play Rocket League now. Play a little State of Decay, and then, like, I downloaded some other games I haven't tried. I mean, it's like I just don't have time. I got too many books to read and, like, TV shows and movies to catch up on. But I kind of want to make a new podcast. Maybe an audio-only podcast. That way my looks doesn't detract from the podcast. Although I think people do prefer video podcasts. Audio-only is cool because you can kind of be anything you want to be. Nobody knows who you are. But I don't know what I want to do it about. I kind of thought maybe like weird historical figures, or like, I don't understand true crime podcasts. I don't understand why people care about murderers or serial killers. I mean, there's only so many of them. I guess there's a bunch of weird cases from like stuff you'd never heard of before, but like, I don't get into true crime. I don't understand why anybody cares. But like, I was watching, I highly recommend you guys. I've recently got into Shane Gillis, the comedian. And I was watching a lot of podcasts he was on. He's on this one with Louis C.K. It's on, let's see, what is it called? Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast on YouTube. There's 4 episodes. Episode 393, The Presidents, featuring Louis C.K. is what it's called. And they talk about, like, they go through every fucking president, and they talk about all the weird things that happen with them. And it gets really, it's like that Dan Carlin's Hardcore History, if you like that. And like Jackson, Grant, and Teddy Roosevelt seem really interesting. So like, I want to get biographies on those, and I want to like study them, and then maybe do a podcast about them. But then there's also like, I was talking to a friend of mine, or my boss actually, was talking about religion and shit, and I was talking to him like, have you ever heard of Melchizedek? She's like, no, who's that? I'm like, if you look into Zoroastrianism, I think I was looking into that on Wikipedia, and I found out about Melchizedek, and then something like they called Jesus like a high priest on the order of Melchizedek, and he was supposed to be like one of these people that during the flood in the Bible, an angel come and picked him up and took him somewhere to like the Garden of Eden, and he never died because he like survived the flood that way. Like, there's all these people like Methuselah, you know, they're like super old, but then there's some people that are like weirdos, like these stories, like they just never die, like Cain. Like, there's certain people that are in the Bible. I think there was another like apostle that was supposed to like never die, she said. So that's super interesting stuff. So I think that would make a good podcast. I don't know. Maybe like certain events, like what's the one, the Philadelphia experiment, where they melted all those soldiers into the ship trying to make a black hole or a portal or something, right? Stuff like that. I think that would be interesting. It's like conspiracies and supernatural stuff. Maybe I could mix it all into one. I don't know. I like talking about that kind of shit, though. Oh, there's also this conspiracy. I don't know if you guys heard about this. The Avril Lavigne died and has been replaced by a dummy, like a double, right? Have you ever heard this theory? Like, they have like face comparisons where they split her face, and it's like the old Avril Lavigne versus the new Avril Lavigne, and her face features don't match, and her voice doesn't really match. Like, they think she died, or maybe she just got tired of being famous, and like she had her body double take over. Maybe her body double could sing too. And that's why her music changed, and like nobody likes her music now because it's not her. That's super cool. Well, I didn't know about that. That's a cool conspiracy. I think that'd be a good podcast episode too. So there's all that, but I'm still working on my T2 data center. I need like a couple of, maybe another 42-inch monitor on this side and a side monitor over here. That'd probably be all I need for monitors. But then, like, I want to get this This is a Shure SM7B microphone. This is what all the professional YouTubers and podcasters use, right? There's a couple other microphones that are like kind of close, but this is like the classic, do everything, sounds perfect every time microphone, right? Now, if you haven't studied anything about microphones, it's not like you can just plug it into your computer with USB and it'll work. This is a XLR mic, so it has a special cord you have to plug into like a mixing board or an audio interface, which then that plugs into your computer. And there's this is like $400 microphone, $400 or $500 microphone. So there's this other thing. I was like, instead of getting like a mixing board or the audio interface, I could get one of those like vocoder sound, like a T-Pain thing, right? And I could do voices and shit. That would be fun. So I found this thing. It's called the Go XLR. I think this works like there's this thing here in the back. This is where's my? Can you see my mouse? The silver thing at the top. I think this is the XLR input, and then one of these is like the USB out, and it's got reverb, pitch changing. That's like making you sound more high pitched or low pitched, and then you got gender, makes you sound more female or male. Echo you can put on it, and you could combine all these 4 different things in different ways. You could save them as presets. You could mix them on the left and the right. You could do megaphone sound effects, robot, and hard tune. That's like the T-Pain effect. That's the auto pitches you up and down. So like it has a lot of cool effects in one little box. It's not complicated. It's like a mixing board has a lot of different buttons that you don't know what to do, but this is like real simple. But this thing is like $600. It's crazy. Well, it says $415. So it's not too bad. It's like 800 something bucks for mic and the Go XLR. So eventually it's what I plan on getting and then starting my podcast up with. But, you know, pipe dreams is going to take a while. I got to save up my money. Kind of want to get back up to where I was before I bought my truck. But, yeah, I've been reading a lot. I've been reading those Odd Thomas books from Dean Koontz. I've read like the first 2, like 2 days each, so they're like really fast reads. Now I got all these other books. That's pretty much what's been going on with me. So I also had like these weird dreams I was going to make videos about, but I was like, I can't remember what the one was. I remember I had this idea for stuff. I had like an idea for like an animated GIF. In the dream, I was making it, I think. It was like a picture of a dog. Like, there's a picture of, it was a park. There was a couple on a bench in the back, and there was a mama dog on the right, and a little kid, like a girl, I think, on the left, in the mid-level. And then on the front, the foreground, there was a dog, a puppy dog, that had come up and was, like, sniffing the camera. So, you make the foreground focused in on it, and everything else is kind of blurry. And then the next animated frame would be the midfield is, like, focused, and everything else is blurry. And the third one is the background is focused, and everything else is blurry. So it's like an animated GIF, but it like changes the focus between the front, the middle, and the back constantly. So you can like see 3 different things in one picture. So it's not really animated as like it's moving, it's animated as like the focus changes, and you see more of the picture that way. So if you take that concept and you apply it to like a lot of different ways, you could like what do you call it? Make a composition of a photo, and you could do it. Like, you wouldn't have to do front, middle, back. You could do like top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Focus on different things in a big picture if you want. There's like a ton of different ways you could do that. It's like a new thing I invented. Probably when I was drunk and asleep. But like, I also had this other dream that I don't even remember what it was about. But I remember I didn't make the video because I was like, this is stupid. Nobody's gonna watch this video about my dumb dream ideas. I can't remember at all. I remember I was playing like a DayZ type game in part of the dream. It's always fun. And like there's a truckload of people that had like 6 people in a car, and I started to blast them with like an MP5 or whatever, and like it started clicking because guns never work in dreams. Yeah, I don't remember what happened after that. I don't know. Anyway, if you guys have any opinions on this or whatever, let me know. Especially if you have any ideas of what I can do a podcast about. Alright, I'm out.